Digital notebooks can be a good alternative for physical interactive notebooks. If you're interested in learning more about digital notebooks, one of the things that should be a key factor is the interactivity part of it. One of the things that I recommend is creating a frame for students where part of the information is provided and the other part is provided by them using drawing tools. And in Microsoft PowerPoint, there are drawing tools that students can use to help utilize that feature. As you can see in here, there was a frame of information provided and then drawing was added in. And again, you can see this right here. Notes were provided to students and then they were expected to explain what happens with that process with their own drawing tools. Another feature that I recommend that you have in any kind of digital notebook is that they can get kind of long, especially if you're using it for an entire semester or even perhaps a year, because it is a notebook, is to actually provide a table of contents. Now, when you're building these interactive notebooks, one of the things you may want to consider is not to build it online. Students will use it online, but you have the option to build it offline by using the desktop app. So you can click on Open in Desktop app if you're using an online version and you want to edit on your desktop. Or you can create the whole document on your desktop and then upload it into your OneDrive so you can share with students. So when you're creating a table of contents, as you can see when I put my mouse over it, each one of these is a link that jumps to a different page. The process of creating that is relatively simple. All I have to do is highlight the area that I would like to link, go to Insert, click on Action, and I want to hyperlink it to a slide. So I'm going to select Slide right here. And I'm going to jump down to the slide that I'm looking for. And I can see right here it says Rock Cycle. So I'm going to click it. And there's my picture. And then I click OK. And now you can see when I put this in presentation mode, if I click on what I just linked, it will jump me to that page. Now the third thing that I recommend is on some of the pages you can see that there is a little button that says Next Slide. And on some, you can see that it says Return to Main Menu. This allows your students, when they're in presentation mode, so I'll put it back in presentation mode, when I click here to jump back to the table of contents, so that students are not trying to scroll through all these pages. They can simply jump to where they need to go. Again, the process of creating that is exactly the same. So my table of contents, it happens to be on slide 2. So I'm going to go here. I simply click on the outside of the object where I want it to jump back to. I click again on Insert. I click on Action. I'm going to hyperlink again one more time, Slide, and this time I'm going to pick slide number 2. And then I click OK. And then OK again. And as I can see, I can now jump to where I need to go. Now, once you've created your frame for your students to be able to fill in what they need, it is time for you to be able to put it online and share with your students. Now, if you are fortunate enough to be teaching a subject area a long time, you may have a lot of slides that you can make in advance. But even those teachers who have a lot of experience and may know what to anticipate with students with their digital notebook, you're likely to want to still add new slides, and your students are going to want to be able to incorporate them into their original notebook. So I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So here's my online version. And let's say that I've added some slides that I want to share to my students at a later date, which was something I didn't anticipate when I originally created it. So this slide right here is something that is not part of the original document. So I've added it in to my master document so I'll know that it's there for next year. Now I'm going to set it up so I can send it to my students. So I have it in my master document. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy. What I'm going to do now is create a new document, a blank presentation. Now I'm in my blank presentation. All I have to do now is in the blank presentation go Control V, and it's pasted in the slide that I've taken over. So if I want another slide, if I want to add 2 or 3 slides that my kids are going to incorporate, then I simply have to do the same process, Control C, Control V, and put it in the new one. Now this particular slide I don't need. Or I could leave that first slide in there to give students directions so they know what to do with this. That might actually be a really good idea. So slide 1 is one that students are going to want to be able to move into their presentation. So they will take your document that you have renamed right here, add in for your digital notebook. Okay, it tells me where it was saved. I don't want it to sit in documents, so I'm going to click in documents and I'm going to move it where I want it to go. So once you've moved it to where you want it to go and now you're ready to share it with students, I'm going to show you how to both share your original master document that you're sending to your students, and when the time comes, how you can add the additional add-ins, and that will be explained in the next video.